Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, May 14, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, officials says global shocks have deepened northern sugar industry crisis. Roman Catholic Diocese disallowing HPV vaccinations on school campuses. And 2 injured following shootout with police in Belmopan. We take a first break and return with the news in detail.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save-You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the swing bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Bellican Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100 key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus, 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Now that we have the new water system, it has improved the lives of these people a lot.
The life of my village get better. Now we have our potable water in our house.
اللي شال شقيل بال بس استخا أقري شريش لقها أوستيك ما نخليها عن قتيو أم أوستيك وانكوش مان كمان نشمانكو تو نكوشيك شتاو عليقها نكاشوك شقوكا نكوشيك شفوشوكات بس نخوانك أوستيك بياك.
I thanks for the minister to help us for drilling this well and give us the pump.
Right now, I see my village is getting good. I see water system, I see road, and we have our help post there.
We want to say thanks to the government of Belize, thanks to those that were there for Machakila, and we truly appreciate the support that is given.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. In June 2025, then Minister of Agriculture Jose Mai warned that the northern sugar industry was in serious crisis, driven largely by the fusarium outbreak, pest infestations, and other threats. While government and farmer intervention has eased the fusarium problem, global shocks, including rising fuel and fertilizer prices, and even other pests have deepened the crisis. Production for the next crop is now projected to fall by as much as 15%. Here's Marcus Osorio, chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board.
The industry back then, in 2025, yes, was in crisis. Today, we have seen a reduction in the incidence of fusarium, which is less when we compare it to last year. But it is also important to mention that there is major pressure from other pests. We are seeing new pests that we had not seen or that was not of economic importance in the industry. So that I can say that we could be in a worse situation today than what we were last year, more so because of the present situation in terms of acquisition, prices for fuel, for fertilizers, and liquidity of farmers, which have created a situation where next to no husbandry is being done in the field when we compare it to what would traditionally be done annually. So we are concerned, and we can say that we could be on a worse situation today than what we were last year. Even though in terms of the production and the cane quality, we are much better than last year. So if you recall, last year our crop ended at a TCTS of 11.2. Presently, we are on a TCTS of 10.3 and improving. But the forecast is that our sugar output will be better than last year, but the concern is the production for next crop. Because once you start a crop, then you start planning and programming for the following crop. And the interventions in terms of husbandry and maintenance is not there, that we are already forecasting another, it could very well be between another 10 to 15% decrease in production for the 2026-2027 harvest season.
Despite northern cane farmers receiving a government fuel subsidy, rising diesel prices due to the U.S.-Iran war are eroding their returns. The cost of harvesting and transporting cane has climbed sharply, and that means farmers will stay with less in their pockets. Here again is Osorio.
Even though the sugarcane farmers have a fuel subsidy granted by government has a tax on fuel, but on the 23rd of March, government, with the increase of the acquisition of fuel, what farmers saw, we moved from a subsidy of $3.51 to $3.32. Then we saw a further decrease to $3.19. While the subsidy has decreased, the price at the pump for diesel has increased. Normally, for the fuel subsidy, if the acquisition price increases, then the subsidy also increases. When the acquisition price reduces, the fuel subsidy reduces because it's based on a percentage of tax that's applied by government. What we have been getting reported by farmers is that harvest group leaders, which are the ones that has a contract with farmers to harvest and transport the cane to the mill, that they have increased their cost by, in some instances, by 50 cents, by $1, by $2, and I think to as much as $2.50, which means a group or a farmer that was paying $34 per ton cane harvested and transported to the mill, today they could very well be paying $36.50 per ton as a result of the increase in the diesel at the fuel pump. And farmers are getting on delivery $42 per ton. If their cost today is $36, and I know there are some that are also paying as much as $38 per ton, that farmer, based on the first payment, is only staying with $4 in his pocket, plus the $3.19 of fuel subsidy. But if that farmer has a loan commitment to the bank, and normally at the commercial banks, farmers would sign for $10 per ton deduction on first payment, then that farmer in that particular case is already short of about $3 per ton to meet his commitment to the bank in terms of loans.
Recently, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Belize City and Belmopan informed the Ministry of Health and Wellness of its refusal to allow HPV vaccination campaigns on Catholic school campuses. The diocese also opined that the campaign should only proceed with parental consent. When the campaign was launched in November 2016, the diocese at the time had expressed their support for the campaign and the HPV vaccine. Today, Dr. Natalia Larga Espada Bear told the media that ministry personnel have yet to meet with diocese personnel to discuss the matter, but clarified that parental consent had always been in place.
Before the launch, we worked a few months with the Catholic Church. We worked with the Belize Cancer Society, reaching out to all the different stakeholders to get their support. And we did get full support from the Catholic Church. And at that moment, it was clear for us and it was clear for them that parents are the one who need to authorize that their child get vaccinated. So we have been following that process throughout the vaccination campaign. So for example, for the school-based vaccination program, what we recommend is every year we need to visit the school, have a meeting with the principal only. Secondly, a second meeting is done with the teachers. A third meeting is done with parents. Now, when the school call for PTA meetings, one of the difficulties we face is that not all parents reach. The attendance is a bit poor, no? But then the nurses have to go the extra mile, and with support from the community health workers, addressing parents on a one-to-one basis. 10 out of 10 parents that are counseled accept for their child to get vaccinated. It prevents against 6 different types of cancers. You have throat, anal cancer, penis cancer, and in the female is cervical cancer, vulvar cancer, vaginal cancer, cancer in the anus that can occur in women too, and cancer of the throat that can occur in women too, not only in men. The literature is there, a lot of studies how the HPV vaccine prevents cervical cancer. And we have our local numbers. I mean, when a woman dies, is not only the loss of one life, but the most vulnerable in the family, the children, are affected. School is a safe environment. We have to think of women. Women are working, and for them to get their child vaccinated, they would have to request a day off from school. They would have to request a day off from their work to carry the child to get vaccinated to a health facility when this can be done in school in a short period of time without interrupting classes.
The diocese had also issued a release saying it, quote, affirms the value of the HPV vaccine and recognizes that it is ethically acceptable but does not consider a standardized school-based vaccination model to be the most appropriate approach for a sexually transmitted infection, end quote. Dr. Bear clarified that the vaccine administered to Standard 4 students is not about sex, but about preventing cancers in both males and females later in life. She explained that the campaign would still continue at public health facilities, but warned that this may lead to parents incurring additional costs.
Before the launch, we worked a few months with the Catholic Church. We worked with the Belize Cancer Society, reaching out to all the different stakeholders to get their support. And we did get full support from the Catholic Church. And at that moment, it was clear for us and it was clear for them that parents are the one who need to authorize that their child get vaccinated. So we have been following that process throughout the vaccination campaign. So for example, for the school-based vaccination program, what we recommend is every year we need to visit the school, have a meeting with the principal only. Secondly, a second meeting is done with the teachers. A third meeting is done with parents. Now, when the school call for PTA meetings, one of the difficulties we face is that not all parents reach. The attendance is a bit poor, no? But then the nurses have to go the extra mile, and with support from the community health workers, addressing parents on a one-to-one basis. 10 out of 10 parents that are counseled accept for their child to get vaccinated. It prevents against 6 different types of cancers. You have throat, anal cancer, penis cancer, and in the female is cervical cancer, vulvar cancer, vaginal cancer, cancer in the anus that can occur in women too, and cancer of the throat that can occur in women too, not only in men. The literature is there, a lot of studies how the HPV vaccine prevents cervical.
The Belize Cancer Society also issued a press release expressing its confusion as to why the local Roman Catholic diocese has pulled out of their partnership in the campaign. The society reaffirmed its support for the campaign and the success of the vaccine. It stated, quote, "We respect the significant role the Church plays in Belizean society. However, our children and citizens should not be denied their rights to access public programs that can prevent cervical cancer. Citizens of Belize are entitled to health policies and decisions that are grounded in science for the protection, health, and well-being of our nation's children and families," end quote. This evening, Father Scott Giuliani of the Divine Mercy Church clarified that the statement from the diocese indicated that there would be further dialogue between the diocese and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. When asked if there is a chance the previous partnership could continue, he said he can't yet say, as it's now a matter of pastoral prudence, and that they'd pray to the Holy Spirit for enlightenment and guidance.
The 2016 letter is just a great sign of the Catholic Church's intent and longstanding intent of working with the government for the common good, including in areas of health. And it's also a great example of the goodwill of the Ministry of Health. And so there has been a narrative, unfortunately, that has painted a tension between, more than a tension, like an opposition between the two parties, which has been very unfortunate. Because it shows the goodwill of both sides is trying to address a very difficult issue. Like cancer is serious, and the HPV vaccine is a part of the response to that. And so how do we navigate this for the best care of our children? And so this is something that we want to highlight, that we are working together to try to find a good solution. That there was some media presentations of things that weren't helpful, but I'm looking forward to further dialogue and creative solutions that take into all aspects into account. Now, Father Jordan, as he highlighted the current policy, he also at the same time said there would be ongoing dialogue with the Ministry of Health. What I can say is that is an area of pastoral prudence. So this is where you have changing circumstances, as you had the 2016 directive, and now you have the current directive as we're moving, as we need to dialogue more of what we mean by a holistic approach and what we mean by informed consent for parents. And as well as addressing these deeper, more complicated issues, including healthcare access, which will come into the dialogue. And we're looking forward to having that dialogue between closed doors.
An early morning shooting after 8 in the Salvapan area of Belmopan reportedly ended with 2 men injured and in police custody following a high-speed chase and exchange of gunfire. Reports indicate that 2 gunmen opened fire on a black car near a busy intersection. The occupants in the car managed to speed away from the scene, with the shooters reportedly in pursuit. The situation escalated rapidly as police intercepted a vehicle believed to be involved in the incident. A high-speed pursuit ensued, ending at J&W Creekside. Reports are that the chase culminated in a shootout between the car's occupants and the police before the vehicle was finally brought to a halt. 2 men inside the black car were injured during the confrontation and were transported to the Western Regional Hospital for treatment. Earlier today, ASP Stacy Smith confirmed the incident and added that police were able to retrieve a firearm and ammunition from the car. However, she declined to confirm or deny if police intercepted ongoing criminal activity.
Police have detained 2 male persons for firearm-related offenses following a joint operation which consisted of surveillance and tactical response teams. This operation climaxed at around 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, 14 May 2026 in Belmopan City. Following a joint operation, police have detained 2 male persons for firearm-related offenses following a joint operation which consisted of surveillance and tactical response teams. This operation climaxed at around 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, 14 May 2026 in Belmopan City, when the persons of interest were apprehended, and seized was a 9mm Beretta pistol which contained a magazine with 6 live rounds of 9mm ammunition, and additional 8 live rounds of 9mm ammunition which was found in the vehicle, 28 7.62 rounds of ammunition, and 16.22 live rounds of ammunition. Additionally, given that the responding officers would have discharged their weapons, the department's internal review mechanism is underway.
After the break, beyond rising prices, northern sugar industry bracing for fertilizer shortage, and 10-year-old girl killed in Red Bank traffic accident. Stay with us.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Apart from being hit with rising fuel prices, Caneros up north are now facing higher fertilizer costs. But there is even greater concern as industry officials warn that tensions in the Middle East could soon trigger an actual fertilizer shortage. Here is Marcus Osorio, chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board.
Also, we have been gathering information and we have been seeing that there has been, at the moment, up to today, an increase of about $12 per bag of a complete blend of fertilizer that is used by cane farmers. And when it comes to nitrogen or urea alone, that have seen the highest increase. I think it's around $15 or more per bag. So
do you foresee there can reach a point where we'd actually have a shortage of fertilizer?
Well, it is being forecasted, Marisol, that there will be a shortage. It could very well be that prices will keep increasing, but more than that, it could be a very, very likely a situation where even though that it may be costing $125 a bag, but there will be no fertilizer to purchase because it is being forecasted that there will be a major shortage as a result of the crisis in Iran and particularly the Strait of Hormuz, which, as we know, nitrogen is a byproduct from petroleum. So particularly for the grains industry, which, for example, corn demands high inputs of nitrogen, that could very well be impacted seriously if we see significant shortages in the coming weeks.
A tragic road traffic accident in Red Bank Stand Creek around 8 this morning claimed the life of 10-year-old Vanessa Cal. According to the initial investigation, the girl was reportedly riding her bicycle in the village when she was collided with a vehicle. Following the collision, the child was responsive and exhibited no visible injuries. She later began to foam at the mouth and was rushed to the Independence Polyclinic for emergency medical treatment. Despite the efforts of medical personnel, the 10-year-old succumbed to her injuries shortly after arrival. Police have detained the woman who was driving and a male passenger. Reports are that none possessed a valid driver's license. ASP Stacy Smith gave an update in the investigation.
In Red Bank have detained 2 persons as a consequence of an investigation into a traffic accident which resulted in the death of 9-year-old Vanessa Cal of Red Bank Village. What we have learned so far in the course of the ongoing investigation is that the 2 detained individuals, being a male and a female, were on board an SUV being driven by the female. It is alleged that the female driver, upon reaching an intersection, observed young Vanessa on a bicycle traveling in their direction at a high speed. The female reported that she sought to apply the brakes, however, she mistakenly accelerated and collided into a fence, and Vanessa simultaneously collided into the side of the car. The female further stated that upon making inspection, she observed the damaged bicycle and Vanessa, who exhibited no visible injury and was responsive. Vanessa was taken to a nearby house. However, some 10 minutes later, she began to foam at the mouth and she was rushed to the hospital, the polyclinic, for medical attention. However, they were not successful in resuscitating her. The body of Vanessa Carl now awaits a post-mortem examination as a part of this ongoing investigation.
Police had indicated that the licensed firearm used in the fatal shooting at the Buzz Lounge in Belize City last week was stolen by the 16-year-old who was later arrested and charged. Today, ASP Stacy Smith said that the license holder would likely not be charged in relation to the crime since the gun was reportedly missing. She did say that police would be making recommendations to the Firearm and Ammunition Control Board regarding safekeeping of firearm.
In relation to the matter pertaining to Ms. Funes, the extent of the actions which I suspect will be taken at this point in time, because both persons reported the individual in question, the license holder in question, reported his weapon stolen. But there is cause for concern as it relates to the safekeeping habits, and recommendations will be made to the board in that regard.
The Ministry of Immigration, Governance and Labor has launched internal investigations following reports of financial irregularities and missing official documents at its Belize City and Belmopan offices. The ministry confirmed it is reviewing possible embezzlement of funds at the Belize City Immigration Department. While the investigation is in its preliminary stages, officials stated they are still determining the nature and extent of any possible wrongdoing. The ministry warned that if criminal activity is confirmed, the case will be referred to the Belize Police Department. Simultaneously, an internal review at the Belmopan headquarters identified 2 missing nationality certificates. At this time, the ministry says it has not yet determined if the documents were stolen, lost, or resulted from a misprint. An official report is expected to be filed with the police this week to facilitate a formal investigation into the security breach. The ministry highlighted an ongoing consultancy aimed at digitizing the nationality process. The government hopes this modernization effort will increase system efficiency, strengthen monitoring mechanisms, and reduce the risk of missing or stolen physical certificates. After the break, New York Hospital's operating room nurse manager has Belizean roots. Stay tuned.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
In May, make Benny's your one-stop shop for appliances. We have Sankey refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, washers and dryers, freezers, smart TVs, and so much more for up to 19% off. Get amazing deals for mom and appliances all May long, and don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase to be a part of our Homecation raffle to win $10,000 in December. Benny's, quality and savings.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Now that we have the new water system, it has improved the lives of these people a lot.
The life of my village get better. Now we have our potable water in our house.
اللي شال شقيل بال بس استخا أقري شديش لقاها أوستيك ما نقليها عن قتيو أم أوستيك وانكوش مان كمان نشبانكو تهنا كوشيك استاو ألقاها نقاشوك شقوكا نكوشيك شفوشوكات بس نخوانك أوستيك بياك.
I thanks for the minister to help us for drilling this well and give us the pump.
Right now, I see my village is getting good. I see water system, I see road, and we have our help post there.
We want to say thanks to the government of Belize, thanks to those that were there for Machakila, and we truly appreciate the support that is given.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Northwell Health is a nonprofit integrated healthcare network that stands as New York State's largest healthcare provider and private employer. One of Northwell's star employees is the nurse manager in the operating room, Odette Perez. Her nursing career began in Belize, as Nurse Odette is originally from Corozal. She explained that when the opportunity presented itself, she migrated to the U.S. and pursued a career as a perioperative nurse.
My foundation started in Belize, where I worked at several places as a nurse, mainly in medical surgical field. But when I migrated here to the US, I had a goal, and my goal was to get into the operating room as a perioperative nurse. I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity with Northwell. I was trained to be a perioperative nurse, and after some years in the field, I had the opportunity to, through a cohort program with Northwell and Stony Brook University, where I pursued a master's in nursing leadership, fully supported by Northwell, paid for by Northwell. And during that time, I had an opportunity to move up into a role as assistant nurse manager. And then after I had finished, another opportunity came up for me to move up into a manager role. And that is how I became, and I still am currently a nurse manager in the operating room.
Nurse Odette explained that her love for nursing blossomed from a young age and grew from a desire to want to help people. She said despite her promotions over the years, she still aims to help people. She said she also never forgets her homeland and is routinely introduced to Belizean patients who seek health care at Northwell.
Initially, and it is still my purpose, it was initially to help people. I used to visit, as a child growing up, I'm originally from Corozal, and I remembered visiting Corozal Hospital many times, with family members being admitted there. And it was just, from very young, I knew that I wanted to be a nurse because I wanted to help people. And even ultimately in leadership, I am still helping people. It's servant leadership. That's what I do all day, and at the end of the day, everything still evolves around your patient. Even in this role and where I am, most of everybody know that I'm from Belize. So whenever, anybody in the preoperative area come across anybody that say they're from Belize, I get a phone call, oh, you need to come see this person. They're from Belize. I think they would feel more comfortable if you come by, say hello, and, just help them through the process. So I've done that quite a few times. And again, it is a pleasure serving patients, their families, no matter where they come from. At the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. Nursing is basically servant leadership and serving patients.
Nurse Odette encourages all to follow their dreams, even if they must step out of their comfort zone. As to nurses, she thanks all those who chose the career path, encourages them to support one another and seek mentors, and reminds them that their development strengthens not only them but their team and the patients they serve. She wishes Happy Nurses Week to all Belizean nurses.
For nurses and aspiring leaders, my advice is pursue your goals boldly. Take advantage of opportunities that come up. They don't always come up, but when they do come up, take advantage of those opportunities, whether sometimes you have to leave home. Moving forward and reaching for your goals sometimes means leaving your comfort zone. And if you're in your comfort zone, there's not much growth there. But if you move outside of your comfort zone, whatever it may be, that is growth. And that is how you grow. We're not always going to feel comfortable, but if you have a goal, sometimes it takes that extra step and that foot forward for you to achieve your goals.
In other news, Cabinet has approved amendments to the Criminal Code for proceedings relating to sexual offenses and cases involving the testimony of children to be conducted in camera. Cabinet says the measure is needed as such proceedings, quote, may expose victims, particularly children, to further trauma, intimidation, and social stigma, end quote. The Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, has issued a public advisory following reports of fraudulent emails circulating that impersonate official FIU staff and domains. According to the advisory, scammers are using sophisticated methods to make their communications appear legitimate. These methods include using emails that appear to originate from official FIU addresses, using actual staff names, titles, logos, and signatures, and sending messages regarding loan approvals, financial assistance, payments, or banking transactions. The FIU explicitly clarified that it does not approve loans, process financial transactions, or requests sensitive personal or banking information through unsolicited emails. It warns that any such communication claiming to be from the FIU is a phishing attempt designed to steal personal data or account credentials. The FIU urges residents not to reply to such emails or click on any links, and to send copies of suspicious emails to fiuadmin@fiubelize.org. And police are investigating a burglary at St. John Vianney Roman Catholic Primary School in Belize City that left 2 classrooms damaged and school property stolen at the end of last week. According to a report filed by the school's vice principal, the burglary occurred between 6 p.m. on Friday and 7 p.m. on Saturday. The culprits targeted a Standard 1 classroom and a Standard 2 classroom and reportedly gained entry by stomping the doors open. The school reported 2 missing black Lasco fans valued at $160 and a jar containing $20 in coins from the Standard 2 classroom. No items were reported missing in the Standard 1 classroom, though the doors sustained significant damage during the forced entry. The total cost of the stolen goods and the physical damage to the school property is estimated at $650. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with today's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.